Next observation I want to make that we see this guy doing is he expresses his negative emotion and he tells himself to worship. You could break this into two observations, but it's one for me where there is this action that he goes through again and again that we read and I already pointed out of him expressing the difficulty that he's feeling before God, but then also choosing to enter into this place of worship. In other words, he doesn't just wallow in his depression and despair, but he doesn't just stuff his feelings and pretend to feel fine and just start singing. There's this process that he goes through. He brings his whole self into the presence of God. He brings his depression, despair, along with his hope into God's presence. And I think there's a practice of actually getting in touch with that pain or that despair that we feel that's so healthy for us connecting with God. God already knows what we're thinking about and what we're feeling. He's not afraid of it. But there's something powerful that happens when we start to express it to him. There's this intimate connection that happens when we get raw before him. I know that in our marriage with Telsey and I, she's often asked me, share with me what you're feeling. Tell me what you're thinking about. I can be very internal processor and just work these things out to myself. I can very easily dissociate from my emotions and just step back and analyze them more than feel them. And I think my way through them. And yet there's this call from my wife to share it with her because she wants to know me. And I think there's a similar invitation from the Lord for us to come in and be real and raw before him that actually establishes a deep connection. You could say it this way, like being authentic about where we're at actually is the context for authentic connection and authentic worship.